Today I'm going to talk to you about holiness and the emotions, and I want to just encourage you. This is, if you didn't watch yesterday's, try it again. 3, 2. Hey, so glad you're here. This is day 38. We are almost to the end of our 40 days of holiness. Today we're talking about holiness and the emotions. Yesterday we said that sometimes emotions can feel like our enemy because we frequently have to act against our emotions, right? Like, I don't feel like getting up, but I have to act against them. And we talked about there's got to be a way to commit to Christ and then enjoy and cultivate the right emotions. How do we do that? So today I want to talk to you about that. I went through a time in my life in around college age where I was really kind of anti-emotion. I thought that emotions were my enemies because I frequently had to act against them. And I concluded that I was the victim of my emotions. But that wasn't really true. And let me see if I can explain to you why that is. Let me use a song to do it with, all right? There's a song that says, "I feel like traveling on." And I felt like that was such a stupid song because it's like, I feel like traveling on. Come on, man. I travel on even when I don't feel like it. Which is true, right? Do you hear how like emotions can be my enemy? And so I conclude that I had to decide that emotions are my enemy and I'll be the victim if I'm not careful, so I've got to reject emotion, right? But I found something as I was meditating on it years later. I found that I actually didn't have to be that way, because there's another part to that song. You know what the other part is? My heavenly home is bright and fair. I feel like traveling on, right? Nor pain nor death can enter there. I feel like traveling on. Its glittering towers the sun outshine. I feel like traveling on. That heavenly mansion shall be mine. I feel like traveling on. Now, what that song is actually doing is using this right here. It is taking facts, objectively true facts, processing them through the imagination and allowing that imagination to create the right feelings in us. This word here then becomes extremely, extremely important. Someday I'm going to write a book and do a video course called Holy Imagination, talking about how to capture the imagination to create the proper feelings in your heart and to allow you to experience and cultivate the right emotions about God and His reality. So these facts, if you process my heavenly home is bright and fair, and if you close your eyes and you see that, and you see the beauty of it, and the excellence of it, and the glory of it, and you feel the thrill, and you smell and feel the wind, and you taste the food, and imagine all is well and everything is perfect. It doesn't take very long. If you do a good job, it doesn't take very long before your imagination produces the right feelings. Let me tell you when I discovered this. I discovered it when I had little kids, and they were in their beds, and they would cry out in the middle of the night with a bad dream, right? So I would go in there, and I started teaching them how to recapture their thoughts with using imagination, how to recapture their thoughts and get rid of the negative, anxiety-filled emotions and replace them with ones of peace that facilitated the kind of action I wanted, which was for them to go to sleep. Now, in that moment, what I would do is I would say, I want you to think of something right now. I want you to think of, now, it wasn't about, stop that, there's no such thing as monsters, cut it out, there's no such thing as a burglar in our house. Stop feeling those emotions. Was not the solution. Am I making sense to you? That was not the solution. The solution was to focus their minds on some other reality that was better. Some other facts. And I said, I want you to think about, right now, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to see Silver Dollar City in Branson where we were at on vacation. And I want you to think about it. Do you hear the music from that place over there, the one side where the music is coming from, where the little band is playing, and they're playing the fiddle, and it's fast? And do you smell the funnel cakes that are cooking over there on the other side? And I want you to close your eyes. I want you to see our whole family walking together, and we're laughing and having fun, and we're heading down to go on one of your favorite rides. Which ride do you think it is? You see what I'm doing? What I'm doing is I'm creating in them a clear, imaged picture of something that really is true. They're not there right now, but it's true. It's real. And they've been there before, and they've had a taste of it before. And I want them to experience it over again in the power of their imagination so that emotional results happen. I hope you can see this. You say, "Oh, that's just New Age gobbledygook." No, it's not. No, it's not. Why do you think God gave you metaphors like water of life? Why do you think that's true? Why do you think it is that God said, "I am your strong tower"? Why do you think He did that? Because there were people who knew what it was to run from the wild animal, and if I can just get to the tower and slam the door behind me, the thick stones and the bulwark of that tower will protect me from everything that might do me harm. Why do you think that the Lord has given us all of these metaphors, that He is a mother hen who gathers us under His wings? Why do you think that He has given us metaphors like He is our shield and our sword? Why do you think He says that the Lord is a mighty warrior? You know why? He wants to capture your imagination because He knows if you see Him like that and as He really is, your emotions will become what they ought to be. The truth is that if you can image well in your mind what God is and who He is, your emotions can become the friend of your holiness. They can. And this makes me incredibly excited because I know it's true. I have experienced it myself. I have taught others how to do that. And I want you to commit your way to the Lord, to commit to Him as the bedrock. Whether your feelings are there or not, however long it takes you to create them, you are committed to God as the bedrock of your holiness. But then build on top of that an imagination that grabs a hold of the truth about God so keenly and holds it in the imaging power of your mind so intensely that you can see it, and out of it flows the feelings that you ought to have about God. You ought to feel about Him as He really, really is. Now, if you can learn to do this, okay, it's a strategy, but I would encourage you to sit down and take time daily to get yourself into a happy frame of mind about who God is. All right? If you'll do that, your emotions will be the friend of your holiness and not their enemy. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.